Today I want to continue our discussion of the 7 deadly sins by looking at the sin of sloth. Now, I think sloth sometimes is misunderstood, and we think of it simply as laziness, as our inability to do anything and to just sit around and be lazy. It can be this, but really, sloth's definition is our laziness in the things of God, our inability to be roused with the spiritual things of life. So this sin can manifest itself by wanting to sit on the couch all day and do absolutely nothing. But it also can be manifest in the opposite, in the doing, the activism, the hyperactivity, that we never rest in God, that we actually never set aside time to hear Him and to listen to Him. You know, relaxation and rest are not a bad thing. We are called to keep holy the Sabbath day, to rest. But is my rest really recharging my batteries so that I can serve Him and serve my neighbor? So when we look at the sin of sloth, the spiritual writers also call it acedia, or lack of care. It's not necessarily just laziness, but it's the I don't care about the things of God. That the spiritual life and the spiritual things actually kind of make me unhappy, make me bored. So the sin manifest in my life might be manifest when I don't take time for prayer, when prayer is a burden, when I'm distracted in prayer and I give in to those distractions, when I fail to serve my neighbor, when I don't use my time well. Do I procrastinate? Do I waste time at work? Am I not using the gifts and the time that God gave me to serve? Or am I just whittling it away? And even my rest isn't recharging my batteries. The opposite of acedia or sloth isn't work, but is joy. It's finding joy in the things of God, whether that's my work and my activity or whether that's my rest. So this week, let's combat this sin of sloth. That actually, if we're honest with ourselves, I think our society struggles with this sin even more than the sin of lust. Are we energized by the things of God? You know, the Catechism describes prayer as a battle. The Catechism recognizes that prayer is difficult and we're going to be distracted and we're going to be tempted not to do it. And so kind of push into that and recognize it's a battle and I need help and perseverance. But I also need to take the time and to spend that time trying to get better at prayer. So this week, set aside time for prayer and set aside time for silence. We live in a very noisy world, and we can never hear the voice of God if we're distracted and busy. And that's a little theology in 3 minutes. Hey friends, exciting news for you. My very first book is available from Ave Maria Press. Called Opening the Holy Door, and it's scriptural reflections on the virtue of hope. It's the perfect way to celebrate this Jubilee year, as together we are pilgrims of hope. You can find the link in the description below or go to joanwatson.faith to order your copy today.